Today our topic is how to stay consistent even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is one of the most important keys to success, but it's also one of the hardest things to maintain. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or even defeated. On those days, it's easy to give up or skip what you know you should be doing. But the truth is, consistency is not about feeling motivated all the time. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when it's hard. So, how can you stay consistent, especially when you're struggling? Let's talk about some practical ideas and philosophies that can help. First, let's talk about motivation. Many people think that motivation is the key to consistency. They believe that if they feel motivated, they'll take action, and if they don't feel motivated, they won't. But this is a misunderstanding of how motivation works. Motivation is not something that comes to you out of nowhere. It's not a magical force that pushes you to act. Instead, motivation is often the result of action. When you start doing something, even if you don't feel like it, you often find that motivation follows. For example, if you don't feel like going to the gym, but you force yourself to go, you'll likely feel more motivated once you're there and moving. So, the first step to staying consistent is to stop waiting for motivation. Instead, focus on taking action, even if it's small. Start with one step, and let the motivation come later. Another important idea is to focus on your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the bigger purpose behind your goals? When you have a strong reason for your actions, it's easier to stay consistent, even when you don't feel like it. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, think about why this is important to you. Maybe you want to be healthy so you can live a long life and spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to feel strong and confident in your body. Whatever your reason, remind yourself of it often. Write it down, say it out loud, or visualize it. When you connect your actions to a deeper purpose, it becomes easier to push through the hard moments. Now, let's talk about habits. Habits are powerful because they reduce the need for motivation. When something becomes a habit, you do it automatically without thinking too much about it. For example, brushing your teeth is a habit. You don't need to feel motivated to do it. You just do it because it's part of your routine. The same principle can apply to other areas of your life. If you want to stay consistent with something, try to turn it into a habit. Start small and build gradually. For example, if you want to read more, start by reading just 1 page a day. Over time, this small action will become a habit, and you will find it easier to keep going. Another key to staying consistent is to accept that you won't always feel like doing the work. This is where Stoicism can be helpful. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. One of the main ideas of Stoicism is that we can't control our feelings, but we can control how we respond to them. For example, you might feel tired or unmotivated, but you can still choose to take action. Stoicism teaches us to separate our emotions from our actions. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to act on that feeling. Instead, you can acknowledge the feeling, accept it, and then choose to do what needs to be done anyway. Another Stoic idea that can help with consistency is the concept of Amor, fati, which means love of faith. This means accepting everything that happens to you, even the challenges, and seeing them as opportunities to grow. When you face obstacles or feel like giving up, remind yourself that these moments are part of the process. They are not setbacks. They are opportunities to become stronger and more resilient. By embracing challenges, you can stay consistent even when things get tough. It's also important to be kind to yourself. Staying consistent doesn't mean being perfect. You will have days when you struggle, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep going, even if you miss a day or two. Don't let one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month. Instead, focus on progress, not perfection. If you fall off track, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track as soon as you can. Remember, consistency is about the long term, not the short term. It's about what you do over weeks, months, and years, not what you do in a single day. Another helpful strategy is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. When you have a big goal, it can feel overwhelming, and this can make it hard to stay consistent. But if you break the goal into smaller steps, it becomes easier to take action. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't focus on the entire book at once. Instead, focus on writing one page or even one paragraph at a time. By taking small steps, you'll build momentum and make progress, even if it's slow. Accountability can also help with consistency. When you have someone else holding you accountable, it's easier to stay on track. This could be a friend, a family member, or a coach. Share your goals with them and ask them to check in with you regularly. Knowing that someone else is watching can give you an extra push to stay consistent. You can also join a group or community of people who have similar goals. Being part of a group can provide support, encouragement, and motivation. Lastly, remember to celebrate your progress. Staying consistent is hard work, and it's important to recognize and celebrate your achievements along the way. Take time to reflect on how far you've come and give yourself credit for the effort you've put in. Celebrating small wins can boost your motivation and help you stay committed to your goals. In conclusion, staying consistent, even when you don't feel like it, is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It's not about being perfect or feeling motivated all the time. It's about taking action, even when it's hard. Focus on your why, build habits, embrace Stoic principles, and be kind to yourself. Break your goals into smaller steps, find accountability, and celebrate your progress. Remember, consistency is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. The more you work on it, the better you'll get. So, even on the days when you don't feel like it, take one small step forward. Over time, those small steps will add up to something amazing.